What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and it's been a minute, but I'm back. Just a bunch of things as usual going on. I wish my life were completely sane and I were I was able to focus on doing stuff like this to help balance things out. But it's been a crazy time. One, we've been going like balls to the wall at work. Yeah, having a lot of events, having to deal with a lot of people last minute, setting up events. It was a crazy June, very very crazy June. So much so that I just basically missed a lot of the things that went on during the month of June, as far as gaming, politics, sports, all that. Um, well, I didn't necessarily miss it. I just missed the opportunities to sit and converse with you guys about them. And then as things were winding up, had something sadly happened in our family. Yet another death. My uncle on my mom's side, which my uncle Jerry was the last of my mom's family living. Um, he basically, we don't have the details yet, but it seems like after he took a trip to go, find the last place that he wanted to live for the rest of his life, he got sick and passed away. And it's part of the reason why, like, this actual week, I'm completely off because being the stress of like all the back and forth, um, dealing with stuff at work, which again I still love my job and enjoy it, but that was a lot. And this is a funny thing. This isn't as busy as it can get at my job, so we just got a taste of it this month. So it's gonna get wilder. Um, and I'm actually looking forward to it because I had a lot of fun. But you know, being stressed out about that, and then like getting hit with this news about my uncle's passing, just I've been in a very weird space over that because, again, that's my entire mom's family. Like those are all the people on one side of a family, a generation. It's completely gone, and that's a lot to process. Like you don't really think about it until it happens. But what happens when you lose an entire generation? Apologies for not um, muting my phone. I totally forgot, but it's okay. Also for not muting my display, which is where the sound's coming out from this computer. But yeah, man, it's like they're all gone. My grandmother, my mom, my aunt, now my uncle. That whole part of our family will never be able to speak to again. We'll never be able to be around again. Like, and now we're the next ones in line, and I think that's been part of it too because on my father's side, I've lost several siblings already, and like you got to think within the span of geez, less than a year now, I've lost three significantly close relatives in my life. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but it can be a lot. You know what I mean? Um, and it's just there's been so much. It's just that has kind of like driven me to want to just take this time off on top of the normal things that are already like fucking with me. And it's funny because I've been talking to a counselor. They provide free consultation at work. You can do it, you know, whenever you need it. And I've started taking advantage of that. And it's funny, I have to go in a couple of days because I just went last week and just discussing everything that's been happening. Whoa, that was a piece of ice popping, by the way. So apologies again for this. That was wild. Wasn't expecting that. Anyway, but yeah, she was like, "I gotta see you within a week because I think you're gonna really need this." And yes, she's right. I'm gonna really need because it's just like so much that I don't wish to share because I don't want to share all of that with everybody. Nor do I want to make this like a super sad face channel, even though it's kind of been over the last few years in my estimation. But yeah, it's a lot, and just my mental capacity has been completely all over the place. Um, and it's funny, some of the things that I haven't discussed, like the summer game stuff, which I found very, very compelling. Microsoft, by the way, was much more than I expected. But then, of course, things are followed up with now. Currently, I see the news is they're raising prices on Game Pass and they're changing how some of the tiers work, and now people aren't happy, and it's going back to miscommunication from Microsoft in a lot of people's eyes. Poor Microsoft, like they can't catch a break. Even when they're riding higher than some of the other companies, like Nintendo, of course, to me is and always will be leaps and bounds ahead of all of them. It's because they choose not to be involved in the quote unquote console wars. They choose to do their thing and to sell their product to people who want it. Whereas Sony and Microsoft have become a slave to that console war thing, which generally leads to the downfalls of companies anyway. Um, and you see Sony, them not having the big game has been irritating a lot of people. And then inside company stuff happening with them. It's they're gaming is interesting right now. Um, Still a lot of great games, still a lot of stuff to play, but there's a lot of strife going on in the gaming industry, even with all that, and it's pretty bad. But there's a lot of strife with a lot of businesses. Um, we just focus on gaming because we're gamers. But and again, I said before, stuff politically, like being a super empathetic person like I am, everything fucking bothers me. So, yes, it bothered me, the reaction to that debate. I'm not gonna go into it deep now. Just, I get it. I understand your concerns, but it's too fucking late now, and you should have had these concerns or had similar responses and thoughts and all of that to a lot of shit in 2016 that you didn't. That's just to summarize it and to not go deep. Like, I'm still going to be that person that's like, if you didn't fuck up in 2016, none of this would have been necessary. None of these conversations would have been had. And, like, y'all are a bunch of y'all get on my fucking nerves with that shit. You do what you have to do to not repeat the same mistake twice. Please, for the love of fucking God. Get it? It sucks. It's not ideal. Life works like that some way. Like, again, It's a lot of shit I'm dealing with. That's not ideal. But I push forward and I do what the fuck I got to do to keep going and to hopefully get to that point. Like, you can't fucking just, like, not do what you're supposed to do. Alright, I've ran it on long enough about that. But, yeah, Olympics coming up should be pretty cool. It's funny because it doesn't feel like an Olympic year, and I think part of it is because we kind of got that weird Olympic year mid um, COVID, and it just kind of things have just kind of been thrown off. It'd be interesting to see how much more normal things will be in regards to that. Um, as we've been kind of still slowly progressing to normalcy, quote unquote, post pandemic. It's funny considering my job, we talk about it all the time about how like the engagement for people being back in DC and engaging in different things. It's still not quite the same, but it just feels like it's tracking back to like, you know, within a year or two, things will settle a bit, and there will be some things that just won't go back to the way they were because that pandemic changed a lot of shit, and a lot of eyes were open to some things. There's a lot of people still being stubborn and combative to a lot of things, and it's just a still huge adjustment period in our society as a whole. So, yeah, but yeah, this is been a weird episode. I know. I just wanted to re-engage and talk a little bit and just let you guys know what the hell is that flying in front of my window. I'm sorry, my window's right in front of the computer. I just saw one of the biggest bugs in the world um fly by. And it's concerning because one of the things I've been doing to kind of help with myself is they were giving away a couple of house plants at work, and I took them home, and now I've been, I guess, slightly into horticulture. Um, and it's been interesting learning what the do's and don'ts. One um, do I finally addressed is like there started being like gnats started flying around the plant, which I hear is natural. So I got some garden pesticide that's, you know, completely um, safe. It's like, you know, made out of natural chemicals, well, not natural chemicals, natural products and things like that. No artificial chemicals and things like that. I'm getting some bug spray that's made out of all natural things to go along with that. Um, and yeah, I'm trying to address health things, trying to eat better. Although the depression over things hasn't really helped me want to do that. Trying to take care of things like dental care, weight, being on top of medicine, doctor's appointments, making sure I do all those things. And again, the counseling sessions to help, talk about things and try to figure out some stuff. Um, it's again going back to what I was saying about the pandemic. It's been an adjustment period, and things have to change. It's never too late to change things. You can always start, even if you feel like you don't have as much time as you did when you were younger. You still can make changes and do adjustments to, if anything, make yourself feel better. You know what I mean? And to benefit your mental and physical health. Um, but yeah, I got my computer out, so I could be a lot more efficient in doing things like recording, research, trying to take care of things. Perhaps I can find something now that I could do at home for a supplement until I can get my car and use that as a way of supplementing income. I'm just trying to figure out a lot of different things, and just get back on track to get back to my normal. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's why I have not been around, but I've been still paying attention. Believe me, I'm still fucking am paying attention um, to what's going on. So yeah, because that's just how I am. I can disconnect in certain ways, but I can't completely disconnect. This is the way it is. But yeah, so we'll get into a lot of that stuff over the next couple of days. I know I spent the first 2 days of my time off just kind of trying to mentally flush and just trying to get my mind sort of in order, or at least get all the anxiety fits and all that out. And now I feel like I'm in a little bit better focus space. So yeah, I'll probably bang out a couple of videos for you guys along the way. But anyway, thank you guys for listening, watching. If you have any suggestions, any topics that you want me to talk about, please feel free to suggest anything. Um, I am more than open to that. And if I find it interesting, I'll talk about it. If I don't, no disrespect. It's just certain things I'm just not about. I'm not trying to have the conversations. The I hate to say it this way, but the average conversations that you see on social media and in content creating, because I like context. I appreciate you know con- complex discussions. You know I don't just do this just to see numbers go up. And that's never why I've done this. Probably never why I'm gonna be a super successful content creator, which I'm fine with. And yeah, I don't think I never will do that. It's not. Unlike how a lot of media, not just social media, but news media, I don't feel the need to take advantage of something because it's viral just to get attention. I want to have a conversation with you guys. I want to have a real honest discussion and conversation with you guys. Yeah. Anyway, as always, you guys feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you're thinking. I'll talk to you later. This is your boy Black Magus, and I'm out. Deuces.